Well, the good people of the renewable energy sector have finally weaned themselves off the public teat. A few representatives of the industry told a Senate committee last week that from now on,
We believe that the owners of these reactors should be fully responsible for all costs of operation, including decommissioning, site restoration, and waste disposal. We believe that the people of Australia should not be subsidizing any part of such development, particularly since all of these developments are now off the shelf. There is no development, for the most part, that is needed.
Sorry, did I say the renewable sector? I meant nuclear, of course. That was actually a gentleman called James Voss, the Managing Director of Ultrasafe Nuclear Australia, making a very generous offer to the Australian government to provide clean, dispatchable, reliable and cheap energy for Australian cities within about 7 years. If reducing our emissions is the great moral issue of our times, then any organisation that offers to do so without also sticking its hand out for subsidies should be listened to. The committee in question was the Environment and Communications Legislation Committee, consisting of, on the day, Labor Senator Karen Grogan, Liberal Senator Holly Hughes, LNP Senator Matt Canavan and others. They were discussing the Removing Nuclear Energy Prohibitions Bill of 2022. Or to put it more plainly, they were seeking advice from experts about why Australia's restrictions on nuclear energy are utterly insane. They were seeking an alternative view to this one from our esteemed Federal Energy Minister, Chris Bowen.
Nuclear power is very expensive. Wherever nuclear power plants are being built around the world, they are taking longer and costing much more than budgeted for. Even small modular reactors would cost a massive $5 billion each to build. And proponents say we need as many as 80 small reactors spread across the country. That's a whopping $400 billion in cost.
And an alternative view is what the good senators got. Here is Tony Irwin, who is the technical director of SMR Nuclear Technology.
I think it was interesting to see Chris Bowen say $5 billion for a small modular reactor, and I would agree with that figure. But for that, you get 13 terawatt hours a year.
Yeah.
Now, to get the same actual generation out of a solar plant, you'd need 11 of the big Darlington Point solar plants. They're 450 million each. So 11 comes out about the same. So you're talking about the cost of nuclear and the cost of solar being basically the same. But then for the solar, you've got to add on the storage, You've got to add on the local transmission, you've got to add on the interstate transmission. The lifetime is 25 years compared to 60 years. So if you look at the actual costs of solar in the system, it's about double the cost of nuclear.
Double the cost, eh? Irwin went on to say that the United Arab Emirates is in the process of building 4 such reactors at $5 billion each, which will provide around 6 gigawatts of power. All the coal plants on the Eastern Australian grid add up to about 20 gigawatts. So for $20 billion, nuclear reactors could provide about a quarter or a third of the East Coast's needs. This is a more efficient investment as Liberal Senator Holly Hughes observed, this is money spent on actual energy generation, not upgrading the wiring network, which Bowen has embarked on and has been estimated to cost, or will cost, about $100 billion. That's money spent on equipment that doesn't actually generate electricity. It just distributes it.